Hello and welcome to another update video about Chainlink. Chainlink, yeah, nothing unusual here, nothing unusual. This price action up there looks corrective at this stage. But most recently, Link broke out of this small triangle that we've been tracking to the upside, has seen an initial reaction to our resistance area. And I mean, the main question is now, are we now coming down into this orange support area, or have we already bottomed? So we are going to take a look at that. First of all, look at the bigger picture. We're still dealing here with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. That would be my primary scenario, that Link is forming a diagonal pattern here. Probabilities are a bit uncertain until we have all 5 waves complete, because then at least we have an idea of where the trend is going, and we can watch for a 3-wave pullback in a so-called 4th wave into support before a 5th wave can continue. So I'm watching here for a 5-wave move up to occur. The question is how is this wave 4 evolving? It is likely going to be a so-called sideways correction. Yeah, so it might not even go down very deep into support. The reason is the wave 2 is a sharp correction, or was a sharp correction into September. Between the July highs and the September lows, we had a so-called sharp correction. The rally here, was part of a diagonal, and then this should then be due to the guideline of alternation in Elliott wave. If the wave 2 is sharp, the wave 4 is typically shallow, or at least sideways, which means it's a different type of correction, or usually very frustrating, usually not very clear. And yeah, you see that. I mean, we've sort of captured now the moves, okay, and I think it went well, but still there are many possibilities how this can still unfold in this wave 4. Key support remains at $9.50, so that's the boundary line that Link used to break out of the channel here in October. As long as we're holding $9.50, I would be focused on the upside. Below that level is very simple. Focus on the downside, because that would seriously have bearish implications. In addition to that, Link would then break below the lower boundary line of that ascending price channel as well. Real target for the wave 5, I can really only give you once the wave 4 is confirmed. So let's take a look at this structure here, but I've been telling you from the beginning, this structure might take a little while to play out, and indeed it does, right? So it has to do with the, let's say, proportions between waves 2 and 4. Normally in such a correction, the wave 2 and the wave 4, they have a similar length. It's not a rule, not a strict rule, but it's a guideline, right? So let's zoom in, go to the 1-hour chart. Here you can see the overall structure. We see this A wave to the downside. Then here, this B wave might be finished, okay? It is turned into something that resembles more a price channel than a triangle. So like a parallel trend channel, okay? But we had here this triangle, so A wave up, B wave as the triangle, C wave breakout. That was very similar to what Bitcoin did. And this C wave, I mean, it could still be unfolding. I mean, I cannot rule it out, but we're already coming down quite a bit. We have a reaction to resistance. But to get further clarity that we have indeed topped, in a first instance, I would like to see, let's see, I think we even already broke that level, but not sustained below it. I want to see a sustained break below $15.30. So that hasn't happened yet. That's only the earliest indication that a top might be in place. To further confirm this, I need to see a break below $14.27 next. That's the beginning of this small rally to the upside. So yeah, again, it's still very much in flux. There is a lot of uncertainty how corrective structures work, and how they eventually, let's say how they develop their pattern, because there are too many options in corrections. However, I would carefully start to assume that possibly the B wave has topped. But again, it's too early to say, really. It's too early to say. The move down still looks fairly corrective to me, okay? So I will not rule out a further extension at this stage. Bear in mind that I warned you about a high B wave, right, from the beginning. So the A wave is a 3-wave move that typically suggests a high B wave. So ideally, I would prefer a little higher. But it just looks as if we have as if we're starting to top, okay? It's not very clear yet because the move down is not impulsive yet and we haven't sustained below critical levels. So it remains important to be flexible here, and I will keep you updated. And ideally, you know, regardless of whether we go a little higher in wave B or the B wave has topped, essentially that is the resistance area where we would be watching for a potential top to form in this B wave. And there is an ideal target for this B wave, which is at $17.07. It's not a super reliable one, but it's the best we've got. It's the 1-to-1 ratio between waves A and C. So yeah, not much more to add. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.